There are really three ways that we believe, and I believe, that Christians can get involved in helping to improve public education in this country. And the first way is to be informed and to educate ourselves. First of all, about the scope of the problem. I think generally people sort of know that things are not great in urban and rural low-income public schools, but having a sense of really what does that mean? Well, actually it means that, by the time kids are 9 years old in low-income communities, they're already 3 grade levels behind kids in wealthier communities. It means that only 1 in 10 children from low-income public schools will ever graduate from college. It has vast, vast consequences for the rest of their lives. And sort of understanding deeply what that is, but then also understanding deeply that this problem can be solved, I think is really a missing link in how we can educate ourselves. As Christians, I believe we have a responsibility to be the proclaimers of good news and the prophetic voices in so many areas of culture that are really broken. And I would say the public schools are definitely one of those. So the more that we can educate ourselves about examples of success, whether it's an urban public high school that sees 100% of their kids go on to college, individual teachers who are doing amazing things with populations that we sometimes think perhaps actually cannot achieve. The more we can inform ourselves about these, share that information with others, whether it's doing seminars at our churches, doing small group Bible studies about public education and what our role is, it's just a great way for us to sort of spread the good news gospel about what's possible for kids. The second way we can get involved is to take action. Every school district that's in a low-income public school, every school district that is in a low-income community would welcome more boots on the ground, people in the classrooms helping to tutor kids, helping to give much-needed supplies to schools that are struggling to get pencils and pens for their students. They would welcome any manner of support if we come to them in a very humble, how can we help way. And I know I personally would not have been able to be a successful teacher without a cadre of tutors who were coming to my class helping me to catch my kids up who are far behind. We can also take action by becoming public school teachers and purposefully working in low-income public schools. There's always a need, and teaching may not be for everyone, but I'm sure there are many of us who would welcome that challenge and would be amazing at it. We've seen some churches, particularly in urban areas, that have started public charter schools because they recognize there's a whole population of kids around their community that may need something different. And so they've taken that challenge, and it's very hard work, but they've taken that challenge to start a local public school that's going to have very high expectations for kids. And the third way that we can get involved is by getting involved at the advocacy level. Again, there are great ways to get involved locally, but this problem is so deeply entrenched that we have to start looking at this systemically. And systemically, you get at this through policy change. And so, for example, many urban school districts do not have universal preschool. So most kids are not getting a preschool education compared to suburban communities where parents have the resources to pay for that. And the kids are coming to school, many of them reading by the time they even set foot in kindergarten. But we can really become a moral voice for political will to push state legislatures, etc., to start funding and making universal pre-K, universal preschool, something that all kids have access to. So there are lots of systemic ways we can work to address some of the policy issues that deeply impact kids in low-income public schools.